Hi guys, it's Marissa and Adam here from Rise High, and we are today sharing with you another example of how we help our clients, which we love to do. So Adam, how have you been going?
Doing well.
Yeah?
Helping lots of clients.
You've been really busy, so can you share with us an example or a scenario that someone that you've helped recently and how you've managed to help them?
Sure can.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I had a client recently who contacted us via email.
Yep.
And they were first home buyers and looking to move into their first property.
Excellent. It's always an exciting time in your life.
It is, yeah. You're only a first home buyer once, so first time for them.
Yeah.
And they were looking to build their first home. They'd already been doing some shopping around before they came and spoke to us.
Yep.
So they'd been visiting display homes on weekends and building the dream, as it were. And so they came to us once they'd made their decision on which home they'd like to organise the finance for them. So they needed some help with that. And as you know, we work with over 60 lenders.
Yep.
So in this case, it was a very unique situation, and there was only one lender who was willing to consider their application.
Okay, so why was that? Was there some things about the application that made it a bit unique?
Yeah, it was basically due to the amount of deposit they had.
Okay, so they had a low deposit?
They did,
yeah.
So they were saving really well, but they didn't have quite enough deposit saved yet to reach the criteria that most of the mainstream lenders needed.
What percentage deposit did they actually have?
They had about 7%.
Okay, so 7% of the purchase price?
Yeah.
And you were able to get the loan approved for them on that basis?
Yep, we were.
Yeah, excellent. And I mean, you know, buying your first house is scary enough, but having that as a build, that's a pretty scary... You know, emotionally, it's really a roller coaster of emotions because you've got the joy and excitement of, you know, being able to design the house and being able to have exactly what you want. But then you've got the issue of dealing with builders and dealing with banks and, you know, a whole lot of complexity that comes with that. So, you know, what emotions were the clients feeling when they first came to you? And how did you help them through that emotional journey, I guess, to get to the point where they are today?
Yeah. I would suggest it was a mixture of excitement and fear.
Yeah, which is understandable. You know, it's a massive, you know, purchase in anyone's life.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest thing that most people ever do is to buy their own house, or let alone build their own house. So,
Indeed,
yeah.
So it was a big step for them.
Yeah.
And they were very excited at the prospect of having their own home, but also a little bit apprehensive at going through the whole build process. It's not something that happens in a week or so. So it was going to be many, many months before we even got to the point of submitting the application for them.
So how many months have you been working with them now for?
So at the time, we set out a plan.
Yep.
And realised that although they had a deposit, the lender actually required them to be able to prove that they could comfortably make their home repayments in the future. So they asked them to go on a savings plan.
Okay.
So they had a rent, they were renting at the time.
Yep.
But their rental income was, I think from memory, $100 less per week than their future home loan repayments.
Right, so they had to be able to prove that they could save that additional $100 a week
Correct.
on top of what they were paying in rent.
Yep.
And how long was that savings plan process?
So it was a 13-week plan.
Okay.
The lender asked for basically a 3-month period of time where they could evidence that they were comfortable with making their home loan repayments.
Yep. And how did you help them through that 13-week period to ensure that they met the conditions of the plan and were able to then be successful in applying for a home loan?
Yeah, first thing we did was we just checked their servicing.
Yep.
And took their income and their expenses and made sure that we were comfortable in the first instance that they would be able to make those home loan repayments. So we looked at their budget and how much they were saving, and it was just from that point on a matter of putting the money into an account every month, so for 3 months consistently, which they did. I touched base with them every month along the way just to see how they were going and make sure that they were comfortable.
And I'm sure that checking in with them regularly would have helped them to stay on track.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm sure that they would have really valued the budgeting advice that you gave them at the beginning of the process to sort of help them, because budgeting can be quite scary and, you know, a lot of people don't want to sort of think about it, but having someone who can carefully run through it with them, who's, on their side, that would have been really valuable for them in the process.
Yeah, it was good to be able to just walk with them through the journey from the start right up until the point where we submitted the loan application and answer their questions, and I guess just give them that reassurance along the way that they were doing the right thing and things were still looking good.
Yeah, excellent.
And the closer we got to the end of that 3-month savings period, the more excited they got.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
So it was a really happy day.
And where are they at now? How's it progressed?
Yeah, well, they've actually had their loan approved.
Oh, great.
Yeah, last month. So in that 3-month period, the builder was organising the council approvals for their plans and getting all the paperwork organised. So they actually poured the slab on the foundation for their new home about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, how exciting is that?
Yeah, so they sent me through some photos as well.
Oh, that's
of them
awesome.
standing on the slab, which was wonderful to see.
Yeah,
From,
that's fantastic.
From an email right through to a point in time where their home's actually being built.
Yeah.
So
now that they're in the construction phase and obviously the slab's been poured, so we're going to start seeing progress payment invoices coming through from the builder.
Yep.
How will you continue to support them throughout the build? Because the build can be like a 12-month process.
Yep.
Let's hope it's quicker, but what sort of service and support are you offering them now moving forward?
Yeah. Again, that was something they weren't aware of. Progress payments happen, usually there's 4 or 5, depends on the builder, during the course of the build. So their first progress payment came once the slab was built. So the builder sent them an invoice saying, please pay us for the work we've done so far. They signed off on that, made sure it was okay. We forwarded that to the lender, who then made the first progress payment. So
you're managing that process for them?
Yep.
So they don't have to worry about any of that stuff, you're looking after it for them. And then following the completion of their build, how do you intend to continue looking after them in the future?
Yeah, so we do regular interest rate reviews. These clients in particular, because they are good savers, they're already making plans for a first investment property.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, they're pretty keen to start growing a small portfolio and start a family. So they'd like to get that started before they do.
Yeah, awesome.
Have a family. So,
well, I'm sure that will be something that you'll be able to help them with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're looking to build or buy your first home, we would love to help you with that. So thanks for your time. Bye.